What's up, guys? We got an AoE4 pro level game here in the EGC tournament. We got French in the yellow, Lucifron playing as a French, one of his best civs, versus BC in the teal playing as Zuzi Legacy. This should be a real good one. I know both these civs really well. Yeah, these are maybe two of my favorite civs. So yeah, really excited to watch this one, and it should be a great one here. This is the EGC playoffs major tournament. And we got Lucifron opening up on the hunt, which I really like. Basically, with French, you always want to go on hunt at the start of the game. That's like ultimately your goal. If you're playing versus a civ that spear rushes, then you do not go on hunt and you'll just stay on berries. And if you guys saw one of my latest YouTube videos, I made a YouTube video. It's a tier list for age 1 spear rushes. And basically I just ranked, all the civs that do like age 1 spear rushes and who has the best age 1 spear rush. And if you watched that video, you would have kind of heard me saying that Zuzi Legacy, they're just a civ that does not spear rush. So that's French. Obviously, if you know that, you have that game knowledge, then when you're playing as French, you can just open on hunt because you know the Zuzi Legacy player is not going to spear rush. So that's what Lucifron is doing, and this is very good. He's going to get survival techniques immediately, very nice. And we'll have to see if he also goes for wheelbarrow. This one is optional. You can research wheelbarrow in age 1. It will like slow down your age up a little bit, or you could just age up a little bit sooner and get wheelbarrow while you're advancing to age 2. So we'll have to see what he goes for. Interesting to see that he does use his villagers to micro the deer, push the deer a little bit closer while Scout is gathering sheep. But yeah, deer are all killed very efficiently. You lose a little bit of gathering time moving your villas around, but if you kill a deer closer, then that's essentially better, less walking time for the villas. So interesting to see him use the micro there. But yeah, deer are all killed very closely. And yeah, it looks like he's just gonna do wheelbarrow on the way to H2. So yeah, I like this opening here. Let's take a look at BC. BC opening with a village here, and supervising the mill. This is what you usually always see Zuzi Legacy players and even China players. You'll always build the mill just like close to your TC, not touching your TC, because obviously you want your villagers to drop off the mill so the mill accumulates taxes. But you don't build the mill on berries. That's what some players like used to do, where you build the mill by the berries and move the sheep there. But it's not necessary. Basically, your villagers are more exposed. The berries are further away from the TC, especially playing versus an aggressive civ like French. You don't want to put your villagers that far away. It's better just keep your villagers real close to the TC, and just basically build a mill like in the middle of nowhere, so your villagers can gather safely and the mill still accumulates taxes. And we do have this landmark that got reworked being built. I don't even want to try to pronounce it. The tower landmark. Yeah, this landmark's really good. Zuzi Legacy players, we used to always build meditation gardens, but that landmark basically got nerfed really heavily. So now the landmark that all Zuzi Legacy players build when they're going up to H2, they're always building this landmark. And basically, they kind of Zuzi Legacy, the whole civ kind of got a redesign just based off the landmarks. Because you get free units from this landmark when you build military buildings around it and you train units. So now Zuzi Legacy, they really want to play more feudal. They're more of a feudal focus civ rather than like a fast castle civ. You can fast castle with the Zuzi Legacy, but I feel like most of the time you're seeing them as a more long feudal civ, which is I kind of like. I think the landmark redesigns were quite nice, and it it gave Zuzi Legacy different play styles. Previously, you'd like always do the same exact fast castle until like a night timing push, and I think this gives the civ a little more variety and kind of just makes for a bit better gameplay. And yeah, we do see BC is supervising, going for early horsemen. Interesting. It looks like he is gonna go for professional scouts. Usually, Zuzi Legacy will always do pro scouts. They just have very good pro scouts. So I'm assuming he's in a pro scout. And interesting to see that he supervised to get one horseman out very quickly. And now he's actually adding a barracks. That's pretty standard versus French. You probably want a barracks before professional scout so you can get some spearmen out to deal with knights. And then yeah, he does train a second scout. So yeah, it does look like BC is going to be doing pro scouts. Still got 2 villagers on gold here. And just getting a few spearmen out, before the knights start doing a lot of damage here. And there's one Knight trained here from Luciferon. Luciferon, he's not going to do Pro Scouts. French is an interesting civ where they do have a very good Pro Scouts themselves because the upgrade is quite a bit cheaper. And you have a stable, so it's easy to build Cav. But it's also easy for French to just go out for the hunt because their mills are cheaper, right? All their economic buildings are cheaper. So I feel like there was a period where French was doing Pro Scouts a lot. But now I feel like you don't really see it that often. Probably just because French like to go for deer in age 1. So then if you're going to go for deer in age 1, then you're not going to want to do Pro Scouts. So, yeah, I mean, this is how I like to play French. I don't do Pro Scouts with French anymore. Very rarely, if ever. And instead just kind of go out for the hunt. And I like that play style a bit more. So, we do see Luciferon going. He does not have Wheelbearer. I think he probably got that while he was advancing to H2 or early H2. And he did get the gold upgrade here. Now he's getting the wood upgrade. So, yep, French usually likes to try to prioritize those eco upgrades if you can. Knight is trying to harass here a bit. We do have the one horseman barely not attacking. But villagers could kind of punch that horseman if they really need to. Shouldn't lose a vill here as long as he's not sleeping. Yep, Knight's there. Villagers can also get some punches in. You want to be careful with these Knights here. And let's take a look at BC. Yeah, alright, so BC does have professional scouts in, and he's now bringing these hunts. So, yeah, both players are playing very meta at the moment, just exactly what you would expect. This is a really nice wall, especially versus a civ like French that's always like diving with Knights and diving your wood line. Yeah, doing small wall segments like this to keep these villas safe is very, very good. So, yeah, pretty standard play at the moment. You gotta be careful moving forward with archers early. I don't like doing this just because the opponent can have horsemen, and the horsemen can kind of dive your archers, and then your knights are gonna have to run away from the spearmen. So you gotta be careful with this. Luciferon is trying to deny the Pro Scouts or slow down the Pro Scouts, but you gotta be a little bit careful not to overstep here. We do have a second stable being built, so going with an early second stable. It's interesting to see. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that. And he's going for a very early chivalry. I think the chivalry is too soon. He only has 4 knights, and they're all like mostly full HP. Like one's like half HP. I don't know. I feel like I'd rather see another knight. Like just delay chivalry a bit longer. And I don't know, I would probably go with a second archer range instead of a second stable. You could do second stable, but I think Luciferon does like to play more heavy knights with French. But yeah, I mean both approaches are fine. No tower on the gold yet. I might have to tower that soon if horsemen start trying to harass here. But he is keeping BC. He's actually keeping BC off of these 2 deer. But yeah, like I said, you don't want to overstay your welcome, and it gets dangerous once there's a lot of spearmen and a lot of horsemen. He does not have enough archers to one-hit the spears. Usually that's a really big thing. If you can get like 9 archers, then they can hit one-hit spears, and then it's way different one-hitting spears than attacking a spear and leaving it with 10 HP, right? If you being able to one-hit spears, like have all the archers shoot their volley and the spear die in one hit, which is what's called one-hitting. That gives you so much more value than leaving a spearman with 10 HP. So BC now adding in an archer ranger, kind of going 1-1-1, and we do have an early blacksmith here from Luciferon. The deer did just run out for Luciferon, so he is on the sheep here. And where is his second hunt? So his second hunt's back here. He should be aware of it. Let's take a look at Beastie. He still has a lot of sheep. He brought in the deer. Oh, and he's stealing some home deer. That's rough. And now he's moving around with the horseman, gonna look to get some horseman raids. He didn't try to pull in his second hunt. I think just because it's so far away that he doesn't want to get caught out of position. That's a smart move by Beastie. And instead, he's just like snuck 2 scouts to just move 2 deer carcasses. This is huge. Like, even if you don't get these 2 deer carcasses back, it's already a win just because it steals 2 from your opponent. So yeah, that's really nice doing that. Yeah, that's big. No tower on the gold mine at this point. You want to have a tower on your gold at this point. And BC's making Luciferon pay for not towering this gold. That's 1 villager down. Oh my god, 3 villas down. He's gonna lose maybe 5 vills here. Oh my god, he's gonna lose. Yeah, this is like a GG raid. He just lost 6 villagers just because he didn't want to spend 100 wood on a tower. That's not good. That's like a GG raid. 6 villagers at 10 minutes is rough. And you know that's gonna happen, right? Like, you know Zuzi Legacy is gonna stay H2 for a long time. You know they're gonna have a lot of horsemen and they're gonna try to raid with horsemen, and you still don't build tower on the gold. That just, I don't know. I do not like that. I used to be like that too. Like, I used to sometimes be stubborn and not want to spend the resources on a tower, but you just have to, especially if you're playing versus Civ that has lots of horsemen. Just not doing that is, you lose 6 villagers for it and a lot of vital time. It's just so painful. And even now he's kind of still being stubborn, not building a tower. And the walls, I mean, these walls are good. Even if he would have made these walls sooner instead of the tower, that would have saved the 6 villas. And it is kind of a nice wall, right? You could wall it all the way to the wood line here, and then you would have noticed the horsemen coming before they could get to the villas. But yeah, that raid was rough. Knights trying to harass here. So yeah, Luceron down a villager even with the French bonus now. And BC, he's got his eyes on H3 now. And Luceron, he feels like he has like nothing. It feels like Luceron has very little. Trying to harass with the archers here. But BC's kind of moving out. He's like trying to age. BC could get caught out of position. That's one thing you gotta be really careful with, especially when you're playing versus French, is to not get caught in the moment of, oh, I'm trying to go H3, but then my army's getting caught out of position, which is essentially happening. But at the same time, BC's army, like, he's like okay, he's macroing for H3, but he's still winning the fight. That's crazy. I mean, Zuzi Legacy, they are very, very strong at the moment. But I don't know. This is why I don't like this super heavy knight playstyle that Luceron is kind of doing this game. The knights are just so expensive. He is getting a lot of damage here, and maybe it's working. It's hard to say. Knights, there are still a lot of knights alive. A lot of them are low HP at the moment. And interesting trade here. The front line for BC is gone. And yeah, BC's in this awkward spot where, like, he didn't have to take that fight. Like, he was aging, but then he took the fight. But still, he still has, like, about enough resources to age up, and he's got enough army to defend. So that was honestly a pretty big mistake by BC, where, like, he was like, oh, am I aging? Or I'm not aging, now I'm fighting in H2. But he was, like, macroing almost enough res to go Castle Age. But he just had like enough units for the trade to be even though he was floating a ton of res, while Luceron was floating like no resources and going full feudal. Yeah. But yeah, BC looking very good. I mean, he's got resources to go Castle Age soon. He had that 6. Oh my God, he got 6 more villager kills, I think, on this wood line right now. So yeah, BC doing what he needs to do here. And now he is going H3, 12 villager kills. BC's up 6 vills. He's ahead in army value, and Luceron is hard stuck in H2. And yeah, it's not looking good for Luceron at the moment. Luceron's like trying to push in with knights, but doesn't look like he has the army to do it. Horsemen are going to move in for another raid here. Going around the walls, getting to the gold vills. Raid, a little bit slower reaction time as the main fight is happening here. I mean, this is a good time for Luceron to move in while most of the army's away. The horsemen are away. Oh my God, the villagers I think are like hard stuck. He could delete the mining camp. This is where you probably have to delete the mining camp. I think the pathing was so bad, or maybe he accidentally attacked with the vills. Oh my God, 21 villagers went down. And Beast, on the other end, Luceron does have a very good trade here, and actually completely wiping BC's army, but he lost 23 villagers. Oh my God, if he didn't lose, like, he actually lost like 12 more vills on that gold mine, because he was at like 12 vills lost before that. Wow, if he didn't lose that many vills, he would maybe be in an okay spot here, but as he did just wipe the army, it's still a little bit of a ball game as BC's kind of struggling for food. He's on his last little bit of food here, and if he can't get enough military out, he might just have way more villas, but then nothing to do with them, or not being able to train any units. And this is potentially a good push here. Wait a minute, is Luciferon doing it? Wait a minute, TC is going to do a lot of damage on these knights are like really low HP. All the villagers for BC are idle. His entire eco is idle at the moment. He does move his wood villas. I actually like this because now the wood villas are closer and more kind of underneath TC range. Oh my god, not again though. Horsemen are moving in for another raid here. And oh my god, Luciferon's just punching. Why are you punching so much with the vills? Oh, what do you... This just does not feel right. And there's like, he's just attack moving with them. He's not like trying to focus on one horseman at a time. What the hell? Oh, 29 villagers have been lost. This, I don't even know what this game is. This is really messy by both of them. Oh, he had to get off of the hunts here. Oh my god. But the knights, wait a minute. There's two knights from BC here, but can Luciferon sit underneath the TC? We got villagers fighting units all day here. I don't even know what to say here. We have villagers fighting knights, and it's actually probably a smart decision to do so. But we do have a couple H3 knights here. This is chaotic here. This is, wow, the villager counts are starting to reset here. The French knights are going down. He's trying to get out before they die to TC fire. What is happening in this game? What in the hell is this game? We have 22 villagers. So BC lost 22 villagers and Luciferon lost 29 villagers. What the hell is this game? This is a pro level game with them losing over 20 villas at like 15 minutes. What in the world? These games are really fun to watch because they're just so sloppy and it feels like they're bad games, but they're just so chaotic. Yeah, it's just such messy games, and it really is the move. Like I think he just doesn't have enough military resources to get out on the map to get any food, but he has to get some food, and you kind of just gonna rely on the Zuzi TC to do a lot of damage. Wait a minute, the knights are moving in. Lots of some low HP vills here. A single spearman. And the knights are away for Beastie, so these French knights can continue to do some damage. One knight goes down to TC fire though. It's tough. It's just at the point where both of the ecos are so low. It's just really hard for either of them to afford like any units. And here we go. These H3 knights are gonna be so buffed though. And this is Luciferon's like entire economy here. Luciferon gonna die to TC, but the TCs, they do a lot of damage. Oh, and look at this, we got some crossbows out. Oof, that was a big batch, and Luciferon does tap out. What a chaotic game. Pro players losing like 20 plus villas at 15-minute mark, just madness. We had villagers punching knights. That was a wild one. Yeah, if you liked this video, leave a like and comment. See you guys in the next video.